let's explore the concept of scannability. You'll see soon enough how this applies to both marketing and search engine optimization. When we talk about scannability, we use the reference of a newspaper, that when people scan a web page, just as when they scan a newspaper, they scan headlines, subheadings, bulleted lists, bold text, hyperlinks, and, of course, large action buttons. What we're looking at here is things that usually are very contrasting to their background. Black text on a white background, a red button on a white background. These are things that grab people's attention so that when they're reading a page of information, they don't have to read every word. People, as they're looking at a page like this, they obviously look at the links. They're a different color, they're underlined, and they signify that there's more information if they click that link. They also browse the subheadings, the bullet points, and very short paragraphs. If you'll notice, this page maybe has 2 sentences to a paragraph. This makes it very easy for someone to browse through the information, and even if they maybe only read a few of the words, they understand the basic premise of what's being said. Now let's look at scannability and how we can improve the flow of the website as well as the ease of scanning for the visitor. Typically, when you go to a website, you see large blocks of text like this. This is one of Jacob Nielsen's tests where he had a number of versions of a website, and each different group of visitors would be presented with a different homepage that had this text on it. He then measured the click-through rates and interactions that were resulting based on the type of text that was on the homepage for people to see. The first version was the control version. This is the version of text that was on the page. The second version was a more concise version. They took 50% of the words and said the same exact thing. And by doing that, the interaction level went up 58%. Because they were saying less, with less words, people responded more. And we've seen this time and time again online. Whenever companies have gone to scaling back the amount of words on the page, the interaction level increases by almost the same rate. A scannable version used only 1 sentence and then bullet points. Again, the interaction level increased, not as much as the 50% version, but still a significant amount. Another version was the objective version. By taking out all of the promotional language, or as I like to call it, PR fluff, they just stated the facts. And in doing so, by taking out the promotional language, the interaction went up 27%. Now, the final version was a combination of all of these. By taking 50% of the words, removing all the promotional language, and providing a very scannable version with bullet points, what they created was a version that the interaction level increased 124%. By saying less in a more visual manner, it increased the people's willingness to interact with the website. Scannability is critical because on the average 600-word web page and a test that was done with graduate students, only 20% of the content was remembered. Usually, our websites are not being read solely by graduate students. So please evaluate your web pages and make sure they're scannable. Make sure that you can take advantage of a scannable, objective format using less words than you typically would use to explain something so that more than just 20% of the content will be retained by your readers.